Nerd Soul.
Lay ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people? Today, all year, coming with another wonderful episode of Nerd Soul Gaming, man. Let's get it going. We got Street Fighter 6 up in here, and I am not by myself. I am with Twitch Master on the side. You know what I'm saying? One half of Blurtish. Coop, what's up, man?
I don't know about Master, but I'm like the guy in the Kung Fu movie who keeps trying, but I ain't mastered nothing yet. I'm like the master builder. One day I will build
one
my
day
ultimate Kung Fu.
you gonna get up there. You gonna get up there. But we gonna drop some knowledge on the Street Fighter 6 showcase. You know what? We got a guest up in here. I'm gonna throw it to Coop. What are your general general thoughts, your general feelings, the atmosphere, the vibe you got after they finish their presentation?
First off, shout out to anybody listening at Verdish.com. If we go there, of course, subscribe to both of our podcasts and all that.
That's
general
right.
Feeling is that Capcom want to make a lot of money. Capcom want to make if y'all know me, I like some of the business ideas. I like, I like my fandom. I also like to see the work sometimes. And when you understand when somebody's like, say, BSing you, let's say, somebody who's been my whipping boy for the past year, Warner Brothers, you see what they're doing with Max. They're raising your price up. They cutting stuff and this and that. Capcom,
they just making mistakes.
Capcom is like, we're going to pull you up to the buffet. In fact, I'm gonna make a good example. A buffet. Have you ever been to a buffet called Texas Day Brazil?
Yeah. I wouldn't consider that a buffet, but I know what you mean.
Well, basically, it's not necessarily a buffet. It is a restaurant, but it's
that ain't no Golden Corral, boy.
But it's an a la carte thing that is bottomless.
Yeah.
But generally, with buffets, the quality is just, it's okay. You can
it's all right.
It's all right. Texas Day Brazil, you getting filet mignon. You getting, I don't know, lamb chops.
You getting bacon wrapped filet mignon.
You getting Brazilian pork sausage. You get, scallops. You getting the salad bar can feed a whole family. You know what I'm saying? And they will keep stuffing you until you say, I give. They keep throwing it in your mouth until they say, I give. So this is what Capcom is doing. They are basically attacking your senses, your mind, and eventually your wallet. Because don't trip.
But it's an even exchange. I'm going to be honest. This is a trip. Well, I'll let you go and finish. But it seems like an even exchange. But go ahead.
It is a very much so. It's one of the best efforts I've seen in a long time for any type of game. I haven't watched everything and this and that, but everybody seems to be generally happy, not because it's Street Fighter, because that this company, in the age of broken game releases, patch after patch after patch, Capcom say, hey, we're going to take our time, we're going to delay it a little bit, we're going to withhold some things, and we're going to keep building the interest as we go. Yes, if you're a big time Twitch person, they made sure they went and got all the big time Twitch people, probably through different countries, and especially in America, you'll see people with the million subscribe, follows. They got them to play the game. They got them to talk about it.
Yeah.
Especially people who are big in fighting games, particular, in that scene. And they're probably going to get the people who are necessarily not fighting game people to get into it, or people who maybe left fighting games are going to come back to it. I don't know if I'm there yet, but because fighting games, they do take some time. I've been out the game for a minute. I've been trying and everything else. But far as me, I have not wanted to play a Capcom game so bad since Marvel vs. Capcom 3. When that came out. At 4, they had people who was doing that, but by then 4 had kind of dropped the ball, and just some business stuff behind the scenes. But 3 was, as Marvel was building, as everybody still loves Marvel versus Capcom 2. Even if you talk about how broken it is. I know Mike always mess with me behind the scenes, be like, that game broken. But it's broken with love. Everybody love that game to the end of time, because for one, that game represents an era, depending on your life, but if you're a certain age or where you played it at an arcade or what you was doing,
I
for a
feel
lot
you. I
of us,
feel you.
Marvel versus Capcom was like some of our, we kind of dropped the genre and nerdy thing for a while. Maybe we had to go work. Maybe we had to go start families, and we had to do that. People still had love for that game,
Yeah.
And then
MVC2 is classic.
Yeah, so that was, they just kind of kept you there to know what was going on. And also, MV2, Marvel's Capcom 2 is kind of like the end of the arcade era of what old arcades used to be in North America. That kind of was one of the last few rides before gaming systems got powerful enough to, start having online features and different things. So to fast forward, to go from something where you saw the depth of kind of fighting games a little bit, and then it kind of came back with MV3, 3 and other stuff that Guilty Gear and King of Fighters are doing. Now, what you see what Capcom is trying to do is trying to bring Street Fighter back into like a big mainstream aspect. They're going for the casual gamer. They're going for the diehards. They're going for people who secretly want to become diehards, and maybe they felt like, it's something I couldn't do. They have put every type of feature for you to, if you want to just put your big toe in the water, you can.
I'll say on my side, you know what? After watching this, I knew that I had to come up on this podcast and apologize for the trash that I talked. I was someone who had been tired and fed up, especially when it comes to the cheating on the PC side, but tired of Street Fighter V. And when Strive came out, Strive is probably one of my favorite fighting games. So when Strive came out, I was like, you know what? I don't need Capcom no more. I'm good. And when they announced Street Fighter 6, I was like, I don't care. And then when they quote leaked, the information, I was just like, man, whatever. I don't care. And then when I saw the trailers, I was like, you know what? It looks okay. It looks okay. And then I saw a couple more trailers, and I was like, oh, okay. Respect for what you're doing. But after this showcase, I immediately went on Steam and made my pre-order.
They got you.
That's why Capcom
got them.
That's why Capcom did what they did, because they knew. They was like, you know what? These people, they think we just making a regular old fighting game. You know what I'm saying? We got challenges where, like, say I can fight against you, but it's not really a life bar. We got a challenge to like pull off different moves and stuff. Like, there's tons of cool stuff for us to do. Then there's this kind of like open world function where there's kind of like this beat 'em up kind of thing where you can just challenge people all day long. Like, this thing is crazy.
It's basically, though, I guess, I know they haven't used this word, but just like we were saying before the pod, they created a live service open world environment that's not even the main thing of the game, but it is the main thing of the game. Well, basically, if I had to predict, I think this is like a game that can last for 10 years.
Yeah, like, definitely.
You know how basically nobody saw GTA 5 or knew exactly when it dropped years ago that, okay, you're going to be able to do this with it. And then for the people who can make content or know how to mod the animations or do stuff with it, you're going to be doing all these things. Oh, and we're going to keep giving you DLC. We're going to keep doing it because it's a money maker. So we're going to get like Dr. Dre in there. We're going to get, people know like the standard GTA things. You get at least 3 downloads or DLC, but they got like 5 this time. Then you got all these other different modes. You got all this. So to know that Capcom's starting off this heavy with stuff, and with a character creator where you're going to get, if you want to make, you know, if you go and watch the showcase today, people, it's on YouTube on various channels, so you'll be able to watch it video on demand. You'll see a segment where it's just a bunch of created characters beating each other up in a ring.
Yep, and in Battle Hub.
Yeah, in Battle Hub, and that's basically you just like you going to like, you know, the fighting game nightclub. You're like, hey, I was gonna fight somebody. I got, you know, you see pictures of a no-name sister. Just they created this sister. She beautiful, she dark, got wonderful hair, kicking the hell out of somebody. You see a skinny dude like a cop doing Dow Sim type of moves. You got a fake Mike Hager, you know, who apparently might be dead in the game lore, maybe. But they have a preset for Mike Hager, so you can make you a Mike Hager looking character. And you can make any type of weird looking abomination also if you want, you know, based off of all type of things, from every type of shade, hairstyle, different things. It's what a game should be doing if you're going to have that even as an option. Don't half-a it. They went all the way. You can get fat characters, you can get skinny characters, you can get shredded, you can be plain Jane, you can be super tall, you can be tiny.
Yeah, and you know people are going to be making crazy combination of characters and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, it's going to be disgusting.
Now you're going to be fighting against characters like, what is this?
It's going to be looking like a Frankenstein monster. Like, it's going to be bad.
I do want to give a shout out to Weezy F Baby. You know what I'm saying? You know, go and give a shout out. You know what I'm saying? Out here letting us know what's going on. But the presentation, though, I watched the presentation, and there are things like seeing the story mode where it looks like Jamie's a pressure drinker. Like, you know what I'm saying? The dude, he was like, going and drink this is going to help you level up. You know what I'm saying? So those things, it's those things that
those little touches.
You know, those little touches, or even seeing like you run around the city on some like Shenmue type stuff. I'm down for it.
It's like, it's crazy how when Shenmue came out, it was groundbreaking in its RPG elements. Shenmue is effectively a side quest in this game.
Yeah, you're right. Like, because we still haven't even talked about like the arcade mode yet, or you know how people are able to get fight points still, like all of this extra stuff, which is going to be just the added layer of what, or I guess this open world is the added layer on what we're used to. We're used to a fighting game. You get arcade mode, you get survival mode, you get some training mode sometimes depending on what it is, and then you'll get, you know, of course, a lot of like casual and ranked matches, or you know, being able to create rooms. But this kind of open world look that also gave us a little second to see what looked to be sort of a beat 'em up kind of thing going on.
It has a little like, beat 'em up.
I was like, this is gonna be hot.
It goes in from like, I guess like the box heads that's chasing you or whatever.
Yeah.
You got some beat 'em up elements, and then it leads into like an actual match. So it's kind of like a fighter RPG. If you know you run into somebody, then you got to battle. So it's like you got that element going on.
Yep.
So you basically gonna have to protect yourself at all times to get good, or you're gonna get wasted. Like the computer's gonna waste you. I'm pretty sure if you run into your fellow up and comer, you know, Street Fighter created characters, they're gonna try to, you know, of course they're gonna try to dump you out. That's what gamers do. You know, they're gonna try to get points off of you. I'm sure you get more points for fighting people online than you do just the random box heads, whatever we call them. So,
like, especially if you're going into ranked, I'm pretty sure, because people are going to want their fight points. And we already saw that they got, I think Masters seem to be like their highest point right now of fighting rank. But yeah, I saw the ranks in there. I was like, okay, I see y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all out here doing your thing.
One mode,
you know that I like. Shouts out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out.
even though it isn't a pure tag, I don't think. I hope they add a tag element. But basically, a 3-on-3. I guess you win and you keep going, and then if you match. I think that's the old King of Fighter formula, but I guess Street Fighter never had it. So in this day of age of online, it's like, hey man, you got 6 people. Hey, let's. You know what? It's like having your spades partner. It's like, you know what? All right, I don't feel like playing. You know what? We all want to play. How about we make a tournament, or how about we go make a quick 3-on-3? This is my homies, or you might meet some people you hate online. I hate to say hate. Maybe you got some haters online, and maybe they hit you up, they talk trash, but like, all right, look, you know what? I beat you 1-on-1. Go get your 2 other partners. My squad better than your squad. We're gonna dump you out real quick.
What's up? Now I do like that they made. It seems like they made the ranks a little more streamlined, because at the bottom they have rookie, and then on the next pyramid they have iron, bronze, silver, and gold. They're all kind of like side by side, and then you got platinum and diamond, and then you have master. Now I'm pretty sure sooner or later they're going to add grandmaster, but I also like how it makes it harder, because you have like rookie, you get a win streak bonus, and you get a league point loss. But you don't get a league point loss on defeat. In iron and gold, you do get a win streak bonus, but you don't get a league demotion. You know what I'm saying? You do get a one-time rank down protection. And then platinum and diamond, you don't get a win streak bonus. This one it gets hard when you think you're the man. You know what I'm saying? Win streak bonus, and you can be demoted, but you do get a one-time rank down protection. You know what I'm saying? And then when you a master, you don't get nothing. You just gotta get out there and get the money.
You're a master for a reason. So
yep.
You're supposed to be washing people regardless of it. So if your skills diminish, sometimes a master got. Then they done.
Because it's showing a pyramid, and the very top of the pyramid isn't showing. So I'm wondering if the very top is probably going to be grandmaster. Because I believe the very top in Street Fighter V is Warlord, but correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But I think the very top is Warlord. But even seeing a more streamlined view of like the ranking system is cool. And then knowing that this is going to add a bunch of bells and whistles on the audio side, because they even showed all of these like different audio cues for when there's a counter, when there's, and just like calling them out, even more so than you had in Street Fighter V.
And this might sound crazy, but say somebody who might be seeing impaired might be able to experience a version of their own Street Fighter. Maybe not say completely seeing impaired, but they actually
like say if they're colorblind or something like that.
Or maybe a little bit of, impaired, you can use your sound cues to build up your rhythm. So if you are rhythmically inclined and you get to hear the rhythm of when you're tagging people or getting close, you could in theory build your combos from that, kind of like playing a piano. So
word.
So it's something to even think of. The fact that it even is an option is like showing you how much Capcom is thinking ahead and want to be, I ain't gonna say necessarily inclusive, but maybe inclusive. And they just trying to put the whole kitchen sink in there from the beginning,
but in a good way.
In a good way. It ain't just a bunch of dusty Cheetos lay on top of a ham sandwich.
There you go. This your meal.
We fused it together. We took a lot of stuff that didn't belong together. We made some ungodly fusion.
This your meal. Had that.
Slapping ice cream on, I don't know, a bacon sandwich or something. It's something like that.
It's just, this all serves in some graphical content that I think is on point. Like if you look at even I made a tweet, Zangief's chest hair looks like mad flowy. I was like, I ain't know. I was like, hold on with the chest hair now. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, play. I see y'all. Even saw Blanca had some footwork. I was like, okay, I see y'all doing big things.
I want to make this point. Now that you go into the graphical thing,
Mm-hmm.
the main thing that caught me with this game when it was announced, and I think when they showed Chun-Li, they showed Ryu, they showed some of those standbys. I don't care about Luke, but I'm sure they're gonna be a lot of Luke players. I don't
Yeah,
even know Luke from the other game, but I'm like, who's this guy with the rooster haircut?
we just
Like,
we got another blonde character. I was like, okay.
another generic MMA fighter. Like, I could just watch MMA for that. Like, I don't really need that guy in my video game, but sure, I guess you got to throw one of them in there. But cool. Somebody's gonna like it. You got characters for everybody. But what I do love is that Capcom is like, okay, we've been around for, the company been around for a long time. Street Fighter is as old as about, let's see, I turned 42. So Street Fighter is probably about 35, 36. I don't know. Or maybe about at least 30.
Yeah, I know they done did a couple bullets. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let
They've
me
been
say,
around.
well, it's actually, if you want to be honest, if you want to go back to Street Fighter 1, Street Fighter been around since like 1987, 88. So,
Yeah,
it's
probably
been
so.
around a hot minute. So, yes, so Ryu has been around for a long, long time. So, yeah, if you want to be honest, so he's working with like 35 years. So, with that said, they let the characters finally age up a little bit. Like, they done got rid of Bison. I'm sure they're gonna bring Bison back, but we no longer worried about Shadowloo and this whole G.I. Joe-esque fight for the world type of story. It's like, hey, like, Chun-Li is a master point. Ryu is a master. Kid has master abilities, but he has master problems going on in his life.
He looked like his life done hit some some hard times.
Basically, what they showed love to all the world warriors and made them kind of like their master level, whereas they should be, because they done saved the world or saved themselves, blah blah blah, several times over. And then you got characters like Jury, kind of been around for a little bit the past couple iterations. So you got this nice mix of old, contemporary, up and coming, new that you never seen. And it's nice to see, like, okay, Charlie is, I know the running gag is like, you don't know her real age. It was like, Chun-Li get to be somebody's auntie now. She's still kicking butt, taking names. Ryu look like he's still, he went through all that demon possession stuff, so he's like the top.
He good now.
Master. Yeah, he done got his soul saved and he's clean.
Mm-hmm.
But he look mean but he mad as hell. He an old Ryu has went from a fresh faced nice guy, kind of I'm a serious fighter, to I'm an old, mean, angry man, and I got old man strength, and I'm going to hurt you. Because
that's something that's good. Like you were talking about, we were talking offline, and you were like, you like that their characters have been allowed to grow up. Because if you look at Street Fighter Alpha, you know what I'm saying, you just had a hopeful young man just out there, trying to learn karate. You know what I'm saying? Now they're getting the Shotokan on. Just the world is his oyster. He just want to be the best. And now look at him. He's reached the higher level. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's got the glow.
He has survived from being possibly evil or being evil to being his pure form. And he's still just this dude who's he's not like, I am not materialistic. I don't worry about that. I travel the world to fight. That is my being. And I have a home. I guess that he has his home. Ryu might got some money on the slick. I don't know. But he don't worry about it. He's just like, I just need my gi, clean feet. After I kick your butt, I probably clean my feet.
Gotta wash your feet off. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go to the beach and rinse his feet off at the little shower spot.
He got the Bluto beard. He's like, I ain't worried about shaving. I'm just gonna stay mad until I meditate. Cause then he gonna
get his soul right.
Cause Ryu even talk trash to you, dog. He beat you up. I think they got to some points. He'd be like, get up. He'd be like, he ain't nice no more. He ain't trying to enlighten you. He going to light you up with his fist. He worry about his own enlightenment.
Yep. Now they also released like yesterday, I believe, just before this event. They released the 18 characters that they're gonna launch with. And at first I was like, man, 18, that's all y'all got? You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, 18 is all you got, but with the ability to do the free world roaming and the creative player, I'm not as mad as the 18. 18 is a lot. 18,
And
you know
then
what I'm saying? When you add in the creative player, 18
you get a lot of
actually
styles.
it's a lot, and you get a lot of style.
Because let's face it, nobody who plays with all 60 characters of a game. Maybe
Yeah.
some, but it's like you literally have to master a character. Some might be along the same path, but then they change something up a little bit, here and there, or some are completely wildly different. Like Zangief is different from Ryu or Blanca and DJ. And
Yeah.
Gao are the charge characters. So you got charging, you got striking, you got
Well,
more
it's funny
difficult
because
moves.
some people are saying that DJ might not be charged this time.
Oh, thank God.
Because if he's not, we rocking with DJ, son.
Because I have never been a good charge guy. I'm garbage just charge. Not saying I need to do every complex striking motion, but charging never works for me. Don't know if my thumbs ain't loose enough. I can't do right to left. I am a trash with my left hand in all things.
Oh, so I'm also going to interject. I know what my problem with Luke is. As I look at some of the gameplay around Metro City and everything, Luke looks like that dude bro that tries too hard to be down.
Obviously,
he tries to use slang with you, and you're like, just
read up.
You ain't gotta do that.
Luke is what, a military contractor who loves to fight. Like, all right,
it's like stop it.
He's basically a Blackwater goon who's good at MMA. I ain't really feeling it.
But without getting sidebarred too much, there's we got for the opening, we're launching with Ryu, Luke, Jamie. I'm not interested in being with any of those three. Chun-Li, I've never really enjoyed. I think she's dope, but I've tried to use her before. It just doesn't work. Guile, which is a big ugh because I hate getting zoned to death, or being in a situation where I have to do more, where it's like I feel like I'm doing way more work than the other person is doing. But you got Kimberly, who I'm interested to try. I'm interested to see kind of what her style is like. Jury, who I'm like, here we go. Jury players.
What's wrong with the jury players, man? I mean,
Jury with she's like a semi-zoner on the low, and her legs are mad long, so it's like I don't know. Jury players be getting on my nerves, but of course it'll be good, good times on the screen because y'all can watch me get kicked around.
I feel like the jury players, I don't want to stereotype, but I feel like they're a certain type of person.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Who will really love jury. I'm gonna go off a little bit here. The jury people, I think, were loving jury, but was hating on Kimberly. That's all I'm gonna say. But
tell it, tell the truth.
They also like feet in their face.
Mm-hmm. You got Ken Ken might make me come back to him because he looked like, he been rugged, he rugged in them streets.
I think he living on the streets now. I don't know what's going on with Ken, man.
Man, he down on his luck.
He had a bad divorce, man.
Blanca, who does have the little Blanca balls now, but I'm not a charge player, so I won't ever try him. Dawson, never try him. But I actually like playing against Dawson just because it's so hard to beat him.
I want to learn to play as Dawson. Looks so fun to play as now. Yeah, I think he's the most he might be one of the most animated people ever. He the whole
the way he does his movements and his supers, he is very expressive.
It's a work of art what they did with Dawson now. I can't express that any further. He's no longer just like a stiff. I think he's still slow, but because you can cover so many ground with movements now in the newer games.
Yeah, he's especially in Street Fighter 5, he was a super step up.
Yeah, like he's no longer just like got to get lucky or hit that extra time. Like you got to time, but he seems more doable from the old Street Fighter 2 days. You know, Alpha, they did step him up a lot, but that's last time I kind of touched him. Or kind of in Marvel vs. Capcom, he was doable as a weird hitch, but he still was Dalsim, you know. But he was a little bit faster. A fast Dalsim could be brutal. If somebody
like if his walk speed was like, say if Dalsim's walk speed was the same as like Cammy.
Oh, good God.
Bruh, that'd be bruh.
Because he already can now. He has a better jump. His float seemed to be way more functional.
Yeah, his float is stupid. He got teleport, man.
His fire can be way more direction. Like the good Dalsim players are going to probably be some top players. They're going to annoy you too. I ain't even gonna say they're gonna annoy you. They're gonna roll you.
Man, it's gonna be like once they get you rolling and doing that teleport, it's like, bro, here we go.
Because that teleport was mad fast. Like it was as bad as Scorpion's teleport.
Besides him, we got E Honda, DJ, of course, DJ, yeah, E Honda with the butt drop. And then we got our new characters, Manon, who is like the sort of dancer, grappler character. You got Marissa, who she look like she don't play. And JP, who I can't wait to get my hands on the controller and rock with JP a little bit because he's so pimpy.
JP players are going to destroy a lot of people. He's probably somebody you're gonna take a lot to master, but once you do, oh my God. Yeah. Teleporting, kicking you all around. He got final boss vibes all the way. And I don't even know if he is a boss character, but he is. Yeah, because
I don't even think if we've been told who the boss of this. I guess we'll find out closer to the release date.
If I had,
we only got like a little bit over a month left.
Yep. I think if like in arcade mode, I feel like JP is gonna be a potential boss. I feel like he's going to be kind of at the end because he's definitely looking to avenge people using the cycle. Like, because he's the guy who so-called taught Bison, right?
Yeah, at least I think that's how they were trying to like display the story. So yeah, if we wrong, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, so there's no mention of Rose, so he's kind of like the Rose / Bison, whatever of the game. And Akuma is not coming for a year, so technically Akuma is not, Akuma is Akuma. When he pop up, he a boss.
Yeah, he definitely a boss. We got Zangief, who could be a little. Now that we've seen the gameplay, because we've gotten gameplay from a couple of different characters. Zangief, that move where he can like catch your leg and like flip, that changes things because he still has armor too. So Geek could be a real problem. Geek could be a serious issue that might not be on a steamroll. Shouts to Lily. I do like some of her moves.
I like Lily's design. Like she's the youthful, hopeful character. I like it.
Like her and Kimberly are the two young bucks.
Yeah, got the win, and then you got if you like guy, you should like Kimberly unless you hate him. If you like that weird jump off the wall and slam you down, that's what she got. Of course, you know how that's gonna go. But there's gonna be plenty of Kimberly players.
Yeah, we got definitely some Kimberly players out there. I can see it now. But last but not least, we have Cammy. And
Cammy gonna have a ton of players for every reason.
I hate playing against Cammy characters because but like I called it with Nightmare. I was like, you know what? Maybe I should play Cammy because I'm always complaining about her. Maybe I need to play as her because girl got the dive kick. She got the speed. She also got the slide kick. The spiral arrow or whatever. She got all these man. And her legs is mad long. And she's fast.
She's fast. It just hits you from so many ways, and she's just she's obvious there to play aggressive with.
Yes.
and probably got good all around defense or something like that. So you just can't really roll up on her unless you know what you're doing. But she can reach. You know, you can't just stand still because she's gonna reach up on you and flip you, or dive kick you. Like you gotta stay on your toes with Cammy in all versions of Cammy, because every time you play Cammy, you just can't be in the corner. She come get you.
And now, they even let us know what season 1 was going to be like, which to a certain degree I was slightly disappointed, but they gave Aki. She comes in. Well, first up we got Rashid, so I'm like, yeah, the do-rag one, Rashid, because you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna be back. You know what I'm saying, that's the character I played with Street Fighter 5, so I'll be back. And I think who used to play Rashid, was it Taquito? I can't remember. So either Taquito or let me know what pro was playing with him, but he'll be happy too.
I feel like, you know, 5, that was Rashid, and Pink Minot was in that, right?
Yeah, Minot was in there. Yeah.
You know, you gotta bring back Minot for the hell of it. I don't know why, but just bring her back. Yeah, I think she'll eventually be back. Like, y'all, I'm just gonna call this. Be expecting to play this. This is going to be like you think they had super duper versions of like Street Fighter 2 and 3 and, you know, Third Strike, all this. I don't even know if we're gonna get naming conventions for this Street Fighter.
Nah, version. I don't think so.
I think we just gonna get a bunch of DLC. I think I like that. I feel like Street Fighter 6 is just gonna be Street Fighter 6. One version, second version, 2 versions. Yeah. You know,
because we did get with Street Fighter 5. I think they had 2. I think they had Street Fighter Arcade version, then Championship Edition. I think that's it.
Speaking of arcade, and I know a lot of retro arcaders, you know, shout out to the ones that I know, they don't really like, some of them embrace console gaming and other stuff and online. I know sometimes it's hard to fit the space in if you don't have the space. Like, you know, shout out to B Arcade out here. They don't really have the space for all that. But I feel like I would love to see this in an actual arcade cabinet for like if there was a way to lock down arcade mode and make an arcade cabinet of it, if that's possible. Or, you know what, folks? All I know is this: just like how Smash Brothers are crazy, if you have an arcade or a barcade that dabbles in video games, go ahead and get this and have Street Fighter 6 night. Go ahead and get on this early.
Or you can modernize it. I mean, you don't have to have the cabinet. You can modernize it a little bit. You can put, you know, let's say like a 40 or 50 inch on the wall. Put like a little stand in front of it that holds controllers. And then, you know what I'm saying, you can modernize it a little bit, you know.
Or even if you don't have a cabinet, like you say, if you got a bar and you have gamers that come and it's like you're a gamer friendly bar, go ahead and do yourself a favor. Listen to Mike. Make that custom little stand with, you know, this and that. Put two little bar stools there.
Yeah. You know, because really all you need to do is just be standing beside someone. That's all you really need. Yep. And buy you a stand from like Target and then like modify it a little bit where you can sit controllers on it. You know what? Actually,
or let people bring their fight stick if they want.
You could get those third-party controller stands and then get like a little like a tall like a vase stand for your house. Glue them joints on top of it. You know what I'm saying? Put a little caulk around it, paint that joint. There you go. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm helping y'all out with some HGTV. There you go, right there.
If I had a bar, I am creating that, or I'm at least have I would definitely have at least 3 consoles. I would have one for beat 'em ups, near and dear to my heart. That's always going to be part of the arcade experience. So if you want to play Turtles, or if you want to play some weird old school Double Dragon lookalike that Keith likes, you can be there too. But definitely for like maybe a monitor for like NBA Live, 2K, and for fighting games. Yep. I don't know why. I mean, I know, you know, depending on how you got your bar set up, and if you're trying to like just say like, all right, we're about the arcade and That's what we want. Cool, blah blah blah. But I just think that people are missing out if they don't add Street Fighter 6 to by next year, or actually this summer. If you got a gaming bar, add it. You're gonna have people come in. You just are.
Yeah, I'll go play. Matter of fact, we got a barcade here. I'm if they get it, I'll go play. You know what I'm saying? I'm interested in, you know what I'm saying, getting out there, getting beat around a little bit. I don't know who I'm gonna launch with since they don't have my boy Rashid. But
it just get and I know we still somewhat, believe it or not, in the pandemic. Get you a nice little comfortable mask. If you choose the vaccine or not, definitely maybe mask up. Maybe get a little social,
protect yourself.
Bash your fellow gamer in the head. Kick him in the head a little bit with your.
And also allow people to choose, because I remember the whole argument was we should be able to wear masks or not wear masks if we don't want to. So if someone's wearing a mask, let them wear a mask, because that's what you wanted, right? You wanted the freedom to or not to wear a mask. Let them wear the mask.
On another YouTube, where 3 people. First of all, it's actually just polite at this point. Like, I don't necessarily, if you're in a live game, shout on a microphone, you must be spitting in people's faces. It's just COVID or not. It's like, you know what? I'm cool with this. It's polite. If you go into a little salad bar, it's okay not to spit on the food.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Cover it up. Because I ain't going front. After COVID, and plus, after being in LA, and there's a Golden Corral out there. After seeing some of the activity there, I just don't go to buffets no more. I just can't do it. But like me, it honestly depends. Sometimes I'll wear my mask, sometimes I won't. It depends on how big the event is, or how many people are around. Like sometimes I might be wearing my mask, and if I get in there and there's like one other person in there and they're all the way on the other side of the room, then I'm like, cool, I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of depends, and you know what I'm saying. But I mean, still, if I'm wearing it, I don't need you coming up to tell me I need to take it off. No, y'all wanted to be free to choose whether to have it or not, and I have it. You know,
yes,
everybody should be happy.
To my fellow gamers here and there, don't be that jackass. Don't be like, "Ooh, what's up with the obedience mask, man?" Hey, you wanted your freedom to choose. Y'all won the war. Y'all wore the economy down. Well, the economy wore itself down for various reasons. But people say, I want the freedom to choose. So, hey, if I choose to wear my mask and I'm talking to you, don't disrespect me. Now, it ain't happened to me yet. The first person to get out of line like that, I'm going to tell you, I ain't even going to say what I'm going to say because I'm sharing this podcast space with Mike. So I had to catch myself a minute. But it ain't going to be good.
Just allow people to, you know what I'm saying, wear the mask. Wear a mask. And just, you know what I'm saying, because trust me, people is still getting sick out there.
Yes.
And you know what I'm saying? It's like we have made strides, but I think we could have made strides. I think we could have got to the point we are right now a lot faster if it wasn't for certain people. But I'm gonna let that go.
We just wanted to protect gamers. Yeah, like I say, we want people to play. I would love to see. I know the arcade scene in U.S. is never going to be back what it was. Hell, even COVID has kind of wrecked the Japanese arcade scene. And of course, most things are online now. Most of the arcade scene has now become the fighting game community and tournaments through consoles anyway. So that has evolved, de-evolved, or just changed. It's different,
Well, they didn't modernize it. I mean, I got the fix for that, but I ain't going to give up no game for free. So... on the real, there's a whole bunch of companies that y'all just lucky I ain't got the dough to like do the things that y'all have the dough to do, but y'all just ain't doing. But
speaking of companies, another side note, E3 would have been coming up in June, I believe. This Street Fighter showcase shows exactly why E3 is a dinosaur. Like, I'm not even hating on E3. I don't have nothing against them. Some people come up with some reasons. But just in functionality, like they say in investing, when investing specialists, what advantage do you have to create a moat around yourself? like GameStop, like E3. There ain't no moat, folks. Everybody who's a big company, they figure most people who gonna buy this game has internet or they gonna watch it eventually. Even if they don't watch it live, it's gonna be put on YouTube, it's gonna be streamed on Twitter, it's gonna be on some type of viewing service you can get to in 5 minutes or less, or for free to see it. So we just had a whole Capcom, did they own showcase of games, they own commercials, paid money to Weezy F Baby to pop up the hello. Like, I'm pretty sure that wasn't cheap. He probably got, probably got 6 figures for that or less, or half of 6 figures to just say, like, I don't know, 10 minutes of lines. Easy work for him. I don't know why. I mean, I know why, because he probably got a big following, this and that, and whatever. But still, they were able to do all that, have probably, after they just finished the US version, they are like doing the Brazil version. They just did the Brazil timeline. So they're going around the whole world with this presentation to hit all the markets that's going to that Capcom is at or who wants to see it. So basically everywhere you can buy a Capcom machine is going to see a Capcom game, is going to see this thing today. Effectively the whole world.
Yep.
So it's like
and nobody had to pay for parking or travel anywhere, get on a train, a bus, a plane. They didn't have to pay some exorbitant entry fee or get on some lottery list for passes. You can sit at home and watch it.
Movies better keep learning from games because games keep evolving at a rapid pace and showcasing stuff. We just watched an hour plus of content. We watch effectively the almost equivalent of the Super Mario Brothers. Now, of course, shout out to them. I love the movie in theater, but it's just looking at E3 and it's like, dang, like you feel kind of old because I used to love listening to E3 when they would talk about Street Fighter or the other games. But man, just to see how something died and you understand why it died and what mistakes it made, because PAX and the Game Awards that ate their lunch. PAX had Street Fighter there. Other cons, because you played Street Fighter 6 at what
San Diego Comic-Con.
At Comic-Con, at the Comic-Con. So they got enough space to do whatever the hell they want to do, or whoever they want to invite if they want to make it part game thing. Yep. And again, Capcom, because Capcom like, hey, it's quote unquote Comic-Con, and we laugh about that because Comic-Cons are supposed to be about comics. They still, I say that facetiously because you got people who still say that stuff. And in Comic-Cons ain't been about comics.
Comics are the entry point to fandom. So it's like Comic-Con still makes sense because comics are there, and comics is kind of like what introduced us, even if it might not be that medium. Like people might be like, I love X-Men. Well, when did you see them? Oh, I watched it on I watched the cartoons on Saturday mornings. It's like, yeah, but they originated in comic books. So it's like those comics are our entry point, but they're not the end all be all. You know what I'm saying?
It's another group of people that I get a laugh at. And I know I'm rambling a little bit, but people who are getting mad at transmedia, like when I say transmedia, like different types of media, like you just said, X-Men has been a cartoon, started as a comic book, and had a dope video game.
Yeah.
I mean, they pop up with some of the best Capcom games. Folks, it is a business out here.
Yes.
It is.
Let's be honest. X-Men's social profile grew exponentially with the animated series. Same thing with Batman. Same thing with the Justice League.
To have rebooted the comic book and then do that great, animated series within like 2 or 3 years of the stories being told, perfect storm. So I can see, and I'm saying all this to say that Street Fighter 6 is doing what a company's supposed to do. They're putting the base of what it's supposed to be is going to be well done, well preserved. It's going to last, like, I guess, I'm gonna make a prediction. I think this game lasts for a solid, I say it trends in players for at least a solid 4 years. Maybe it peaks at 6 and continues to plateau for 10 plus years.
Because I'd say I can see this game going on for 10 years because there's going to be so much to do in it.
Yeah,
because even on the competitive side, because what you can do on the competitive side is you could have tournaments, straight up tournaments, your first to 3, first to 5. You can have that first to 3, first to 5, first to 10. But then you could also play those extreme battles where it's a first to 3, first to 5 or 10, but you have to do the extreme battle where it's like you go in there and it's like, okay, so I have to complete 3 throw moves and 2 super moves and 7 sweeps or something like that. And so it throws a wrench in just like your basic. So this could go for a very long time because you could make a tournament out of extreme battle on its own.
So for the extreme battle, can you say any move as a factor?
I think the computer picks what moves that you have to do, and it was talking about in the presentation the particular moves. Where was it? I'm trying to see where they showed it, but like there's a part where it says one jumping attack, 4 seconds of taking no damage, 1 drive impact hit, and 2 opponent knockdowns. And whoever completes that task first wins. So that's a whole different wrinkle that you throw into your basic competition. So this can go on for a long time. Where
you can have to do 3 parries and a counterattack or something some old.
Because the computer chooses. So I'm sure there's tons of other ones, but in the presentation on the screen at that time, it was 3 drive parries, take no damage for 7 seconds, do 2 throws, and knock down the opponent 2 times. So, and then each opponent gets different things. Because when I look on E Honda's side, it says take no damage for 2 seconds, knock down opponent 2 times, jumping attacks 1 hit, and drive impact 2 times. So it's like both of y'all sort of have different things to accomplish. So that throws an extra wrinkle, which I think could be very cool if you want to be the super technical and press your skills into something different. You know what I'm saying? Paint outside the lines.
If that would be ever my type of jam, but I know there's people who would love that. If you're that good at the game, that is hard.
And see, that's something that I'd love to see at a high level. You know what I'm saying? On some, say a tournament could say something like, okay, grand finals is the skill or the extreme battle plus a straight up fight. So we do the match and do a skills battle, and the winner of both of those, or the combined wins, is the winner.
Or I'll be like, you know what, maybe
because they talking about they got $2 million out here. You know what I'm saying?
Or maybe you have something wild where you spin the wheel, or hey, you get to flip a coin, or you can pick a weird match like that can get you a point. And it adds that wrinkle into the whole, into the overarching chess game. It's okay, I'm good at dodging, so maybe I can do something where I don't get hit for 5 whole seconds, or I know how to parry, or whatever the system may have you, where I don't get knocked down or something. And I got this. So, you gambling. I mean, excuse me, not gambling. When you're competing, you're gambling on your skills.
Yeah.
You might want to have some crazy stuff like that that's going on. But it gives you options. It just gives you so much more. Whereas I might take a while. I don't know if I'm going to jump right in because I still don't have a PS5 yet. I might play Steam. I don't know yet. I got to buy some controllers. My PS4 controllers are dying or something. But
but I mean, you do have the 4, so you can always rock with the 4, download that demo, and just play around with it. Throw up some content. You know what I'm saying?
I might do it. I need to once I get another controller or something or charger. I don't know what's going on, but that's my personal problem. But yeah, it's like I might get the demo's free, right?
Yep.
Okay. Might have to
And
get
you know what I'm
the
saying?
demo.
People out there playing it now, streaming right now. Let me see. In fact, let me see if my boy Nightmare out here is streaming. Let me see.
They just dropped it. Like right before we got on, folks, today, they just dropped the demo. Like right after the presentation, boom. They're like, go get it right now in the store.
And shouts to Black Hokage. He out there streaming it. Shouts out to him. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Shine NYC. Shouts out to Sonic Soul. You know what I'm saying? So they out there playing that. I can't wait to see my boy Nightmare play on it.
The Black Twitch, Black gamers. Y'all, I can't wait to see y'all characters. I can't wait to see what the ladies create, who into the fighting games. I am ready to be disgusted by some of the weird, freaky with Frankenstein monster like Maximilian Dude just created just to be weird. He created the equivalent of a One Piece character without, like Jesus, man.
It's just, it was wild. I'm definitely interested in what I can conjure up. I think the other platforms don't get a hold of the demo until the 26th. So
Mike, are you gonna create yourself in the game? Are you gonna have a bald brother with a beard, with the like light Ryu beard? With the little.
You know what? Maybe I say. You know what I'm saying?
Put the karate gi on.
You know what I'm saying? Because at this time we don't have Balrog on the list, and he's not showing up as a DLC. So right now, at this moment, we don't have any bald brother representation. I think I might have to hold it down for the bald headed brothers. You know what I'm saying? Hey, give me some Bushido Brown love up in there, except a bald headed version.
You look like a brother with. I feel the karate gi-ness coming off you.
Yeah, I might either that or like a ill do rag and like a velour tracksuit.
What you can't do.
Oh man!
You know what I like about
look. If they allow me to do that, yo, it's gonna be too baggy on y'all.
I like about this game. You can take it. You can make your Ryu. If you're a Ryu, follower or something. For like, hey, I always wanted to be Ryu. But if you want to create a weird hype beast, I don't know, look like a Migo. I don't know, just like probably with a Versace shirt. Look like he was fold up. Look like Future doing karate.
Oh snap! Yo, you can do that though. You know what I'm saying? That is
possible. Uzi Vert. Doing karate or kung fu. You can make little Uzi Vert.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Make Lil Wayne and put him in the game.
You know what I'm saying? Weezy F baby. Like there, you know what I'm saying? Hashtag why Weezy. You know what I'm saying? No.
I don't know why. I get why, but why? I can come up with reasons why, but why?
But on the real, man, I love what we got going on now. It's a great presentation because they understand the competitive side is always going to be there. The pros are always going to be there. But now they got something for people that are like, hey, I do like to compete, but I don't want a bare bones game like DNF Duel. I want other stuff. And this is jam-packed with content from the gate. I'm super excited. I don't even know what they're going to add as far as modes or levels or areas. I'm excited. And for them to drop a demo right after, that's how you end a presentation.
This is how you do it. And also, what they have the most of that kind of, looking at, say, a Super Mario Brothers movie. You know what they got the most of? Brand recognition in an industry or a genre. Yes, you got your Arx's work, but most people who may not be into video games and last a while, they don't know who the hell Arxis is. Not saying that they're not unknown, but they're not going to know, like, Arxis used to be Technos.
or they bought Technos and all this other stuff. Capcom been Capcom for a hot minute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's one of the few things, like even Sega has merged with Sammy, has merged once, even though it's still Sega. It's not, it's something else kind of too. Now, Konami is Konami, but Konami no longer really makes games. They're like a casino. they make
Yeah.
stuff for casinos, and they balling, and they make like equipment for like construction companies. Like Konami don't have to make games no more. Konami made that collection probably purely out of spite because the new Turtles game sold 1 million. They're like, hold up, hold my beer, slap that thing together, like million sold. Go on sale, it's on sale now again, and they gonna just. It's like you finally get all the arcade games. Lucky you people. It only took this generation of games. We could have had a collection put out. I mean, Nickelodeon. I mean, and it ain't like Nickelodeon don't like giving out the damn license. So
nah, not at all.
Hook this up. So it ain't like you Capcom is like it's a granddaddy out here, man. It's like one of the beloved game maker names that never really had his own system, but not one most people could afford. He had his own arcade type of home system like a Neo Geo, but for the most part, he don't even have his own home system. So they make games, and it's just they're known. So if I haven't played a fighting game since Street Fighter 2 since Super Nintendo, if I'm one of those type of folks, it was like, man, Capcom all the way up to Street Fighter 6. You know what? I got time on my hands. I might try it. So, believe it or not, folks, if you get the casual player and let's say your game is already going to get the niche folks, guess what that means? You're going to make a ton of money. Just look at the 500-some million of Super Mario Brothers, the movie. Yes, different thing, but it's built for all audiences and to build on nostalgia. Shout out to all the weird critics who mad at them for being successful for some reason. I don't understand people like, I ain't got enough story in it. You got more story than you ever got in a Mario thing. So, whatever.
True.
But, so I just feel like Capcom is about to pull something in fighting game. I ain't gonna say history, but I do think it's gonna be a 10-year game. I mean, what's the last other than Dragon Ball Z Fighters, as far as an online game? Because Marvel vs. Capcom 2, well, I guess 3, but I don't think it got to the heights of, say, DBZ Fighters, other than like the small niche community. I don't think, what's been the last games other than Strive, Fighters? What fighting game has achieved like this? I guess Smash, if you want to count Smash, you can count Smash. But that's Nintendo. If you take Nintendo away, I mean, I can't really think of other than just Strive and as new releases of the past 10 years that got to like this type of level. Like, have they really been adding a lot of new stuff at Evo?
I can't say so. And I mean, this when we're talking about 10-year games, there are games that have like lasted that long. The only thing is for them to continue to be like really active. And this is something that I think can be really active. Like I think it could be extremely active. So yeah, I'm hype all the way, y'all. Like we out here. I'm saying you've seen the footage on the screen. Enjoy. We got tons of stuff going.
I mean, a $2 million pot for something that's coming up. Is that like their own event, or that's gonna be at some other thing?
Well, I know they said 2 million for something, but I can't remember what. The chat can probably, I mean, not the chat, but comments will probably let us know. But I remember they said something like 2 million something. It was like 1 million for something, 2 million for something, and I'm like, they want to come in and make a splash. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not against it. You know what I'm saying?
This ain't about to pull no multiverses. This ain't what anybody ain't about to come in and then falter.
Nah.
Vanish.
They ain't making they ain't messing up nothing in these streets.
Multiverses. We still in beta. Like what? Wait, what?
Yeah. Multiverses was a, you know what I'm saying? It could have been dope. I mean, you never know. I think they lost they luster. But they had a chance, man. They had a chance.
Bro, their window was right after Smash was saying it's done, and before Street Fighter 6 and DNF Duel, I guess, didn't really amount to anything yet.
Nah. They talking about they're gonna release a character sometime in the summer. And I'm like, the summer is gonna belong to Street Fighter, right?
Wait, they said wait, what?
Man, yeah, they're gonna release Spectre. So, bruh, ain't nobody thinking about that.
Is DNF Duel made by? Is that Arxis, right?
Yeah.
So this is like Arxis' failure.
Pretty much, in my opinion, I'd say it is. Like they just didn't. It seemed like they didn't. It seemed like they wanted to make the game look good and be extremely polished, but the game was extremely bare bones as well. It wasn't. There wasn't anywhere to go but to play ranked mode online, and that is cool for a little bit. But I mean, their training mode was kind of whack. Story was bogus. So it just ended up being a game that I don't think was really ready, and I definitely don't think was worth, I believe, like $50 or $60.
Especially if it's not more popular than Strive, which is their juggernaut right now.
Yeah,
and
Strive is a real game.
So it's like they clearly didn't want to surpass Strive or something. I don't know why would you do that.
The only thing I can think of is maybe there were more people working on Strive, and then kind of, I don't know, DNF just hit the back burner. But I mean, now with people seeing, Street Fighter 6 and also seeing Tekken come on the way, I don't know if DNF Duel can.
And Tekken is one of those things where it's just Tekken got his. I feel like Tekken. If you're a Tekken person, you're into Tekken and you're just waiting for you're ready for Tekken.
I mean, Tekken is looking good, man.
Like, I never could play Tekken. I sucked at it, but I like looking at it. I see how people were into Tekken 7. It was like 5 and 7. People were just intensely into it. But 7 was like, I mean, look how long 7 lasted.
True.
Like, 7 was like, it seemed like it was that type of game that got people into like a new generation into Tekken, and people to come back to Tekken. Whereas I didn't care nothing about Street Fighter 5. I actually am considering touching Street Fighter 6. Sometimes with long running fighting games, there's going to be that one. It's like, oh, they got all these features. They got this. It looks clean. The characters are actually able to age with us older folk. I can create my young hype beast character if I want to do it. So I have unlimited. I can use my imagination as much as I want and still follow the story of something that is established in lore. You can't ask more for your $60. And it's going to be well run and well created. It ain't going to.
I'm gonna keep it real. Like, off of that presentation, I spent more than $60. I got the Ultimate Edition. I dropped $100. I don't mind if the game is dope. If you come with modes, if you give me all kinds of resources and stuff to play, like the training mode, being able to slow that down to half speed to work out your moves better, I don't mind. I don't mind paying money for a quality product. My problem is when you don't make a quality product and you still charge me AAA prices.
Yep. I mean, just even some of the adventure games. I know Forspoken kind of, not trying to trash on it, but it kind of flopped from what it was supposed to be, and it still charged you that $60 right off top. And it's like,
come on now.
Well, I know they flopped first. Square Enix. I ain't gonna get deep into it, but Square, Japanese companies, foreign companies. It's okay to have a black character. In fact, we love having black characters. Have some black writers in your room, please. Even if they're not in your Japan, in your foreign offices. telecommunications. Have somebody, if you're going to place a game in America, how you gonna have New York looking empty? Empty. Your character's name, I don't know. Vanellope Frostbite. I don't know the name. It was the most non-New York type of thing for it. It was just like, what is this bland generic mess? And I mean, I know they paid the money for all the Twitch people. You know, Twitch people can't say if they got paid or not unless they say it's a paid promotion. But you know they got paid. And they just like, all right. You know, shout out to RDC1. They made that skit about where a game would drop something, and the dude, like, he told the truth. He was like, this game is garbage. Blah blah blah. Then Mark popped up as the game developer with a gun to the dude head, the Twitch guy head. But like, what you said about the game? It was like, oh, y'all, this game is wonderful. This one's great. So Capcom ain't go, like, the game itself is going to speak volumes. It's going to be, they're a company that when they release something, have they really abandoned it in their things that they take care of? Even if it ain't the best game, have Capcom ever just like, here's a fighting game, and we're going to dump it in 6 months? Have they ever did that?
Nope.
So
I think I can think of.
Basically, when they make something, even when Marvel vs. Capcom 4, you know, they tried. They ain't abandoned it right away, but the economy, gamers dumped it fairly quickly, where they kind of like, all right, we ain't gonna worry about this. And Disney didn't help either, because they got caught up in that transitional phase where they couldn't use a lot of characters. And I ain't even mad at, I know people be like, oh, Disney was wrong. I'm gonna just tell you this, dog. Nobody does free advertisement for their competition. So I understand the corporateness of why Marvel vs. Capcom 4 failed. It was just bad timing. It was. That game should have came out a year later after Street Fighter 6 as a sister piece to be a different type of game. It should be coming out in 2024 instead of when it came out. Now that they got all the characters. So, unfortunately, me as a Marvel vs. Capcom guy that loved it, I think it's effectively dead. I don't think that's coming back no time soon. Because Street Fighter 6 is about to make a ton of money.
Yeah. And they ain't got no time for all that. So, guys, y'all holla at us. Look, we hype. We've been talking that hype for a minute. Y'all get on. I'm a go in and shout out some names. Matter of fact, first, I'm gonna throw it to Keith. Keith, shout out some names of some streamers that they should be watching, because they're probably going to be streaming some Street Fighter 6, and also tell them where they can find you.
I don't know if he will be doing it, but he probably will. But follow him. One of my favorite streamers, D Nappy Beard, man. Dude has been inviting in his own special way. Just a good dude with that. As far as a newbie, you know, I've probably been streaming maybe, I think it'll be a year coming up soon. For my streaming endeavors, you know, shout out to my homegirl Verpal Barrier, if I'm saying the wrong name, but Verpal. Shout out to Get Rec 2020, my IT. I effectively call her Black IT. Follow her. Shout out to Joy Affinity. Shout out to Batwin. Shout out to GG Bunny. Various folks. Shout out to Liger Zero. I'm pretty sure Liger will be playing it. You're out of the people, and shout out to Kage Boy. Shout out to Me Mug, and shout out to 8-Bit of Fun. Somebody
Nice.
that are going to be playing it. Shout out to Nightmare. Yeah, I just followed him as well.
Yeah.
So you can find me at www.blerd-ish.com. That's www.blurge.com. You may, if this come out before the weekend, I will be at Mobile Bay Anime Fest on Saturday. I will be at Hancock County Library Fan Fest. I'm a whole mouthful to say, but they're wonderful people in Bay St. Louis. A library con that's not going to be at a library. It's going to be down the street at a civic center, but it's going to be dope. They brought it back after COVID. Me and Ground Nova are going to be at both of them. We're going to be sharing a booth together, or a table at Mobile Bay Anime Fest, but we'll have our two separate tables at the Hancock one. Sale will be next week. A merch sale. I actually got a
tax day sale going on right now. Got another full sale going on next week. And of course, June, find me at Mississippi Comic Con. And in August, you'll find me and Mike and Gamma Ray and Like a Zero and some of the other people I mentioned. And maybe Mark will make his annual con appearance in August, first week in August, in Baton Rouge at the Mid-City Market.
Nice. So where can they find you?
www.blurdish.com, on IG as well, blurred.ish. And of course, Keith Cooper on Facebook, and check out the Blurdish page on Facebook as well.
Word up. Of course, Joy Infinity, she's out there streaming. She's not streaming Street Fighter, but she out there streaming. She's playing Chrono Trigger right now. Shouts to Black Girl Gamers. They're playing Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. Of course, shout out to Sonic Soul playing Street Fighter 6. Shout out to the Black Hokage playing Street Fighter 6. And I know my boy Nightmare will be playing it soon. Shine isn't live no more, but you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Shine too. So man, look.
Oh, I forgot to give myself a shout out. Find me on Twitch. I'm playing Curse of the Sea Rats. I know it ain't Street Fighter, but if you want to see some hand-drawn animatroffic pirate sea adventure a little bit, or beat 'em up action. Oh wow.
I don't want to see all that.
Shout out to the indie gamers. Like we like, we love, we gonna love our true, Street Fighter might be that one AAA game, but much love to the indie gamers.
Yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? Because we got a hot indie game on the way. You know what I'm saying? By the name of Corrupt. But you know what I'm saying? We'll get into that later. Good brother out there making it, doing his thing. Also, shout out to Super Ubi. You know what I'm saying? Because Up Ubi is dope. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the boy Andrew. But
I've seen it. It looks difficult but beautiful.
Yeah. So NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, podcast, all that jazz. We will see y'all next time. Until the next achievement, until the next force push, until the next Hadouken. We're just saying peace.
Get your karate geese ready.